Hello, I'm Tan the Tan BOTC channel, and this is going to be all annoying to put back. But I thought I'd talk about Zelda. You can clearly tell I'm a fan of Zelda. I'm actually wearing a Zelda shirt, and I ironically, not knowing I was going to do this until the last moment of the day. And I watched a movie that came to Tubi. That was a weird one to come to Tubi, but I'm glad I saw it. And it's actually got a sequel I didn't know about, so I'll have to see that one as well. But I was thinking about the Zelda movie and some of the pics they showed. I'm not sure what to think yet. I need to see it in action. So, uh, withheld opinions and thoughts. Um, the actors look mostly fine so far. The only one I was kind of like, that doesn't look like Impa. I'm thanking the person they showed in one of the pictures that had the white hair. The was supposed to be Impa. She didn't really look like Impa. I don't know. She kind of just looked like a soldier, like a Hylian soldier or something. So I didn't know what to make of that. But we'll have to see. Once again, I got to see it in motion. There's only one problem. It is kind of weird seeing Link from like one of these versions because he's wearing the costume from one of these versions, and I know you can use the costume in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but still, interesting to see that combined with a version of Zelda that's wearing clearly the Breath of the Wild version of her outfit. So, kind of a combination, but nonetheless. So there is the idea of like, is Link gonna talk in this? I have a feeling he probably will, but I think he shouldn't still. I do not agree with completionist still. um, and even though somebody's gonna freaking be like woke on this next thing, but using the Sisu movie, which had the main character mute and not talk at all. He's not actually a mute, but he didn't talk a damn thing until the very end, which was kind of for a joke, and it made me laugh, of course. But great movie, and acting isn't just in the utilization of dialogue; it is, of course, in your actions and in your what you can do with your face and your body, all this kind of stuff. And they certainly show that there. I mean, silent films alone had to convey that, as well as stuff like Mr. Bean and such. But you can have like a mute character still, even alongside somebody who can talk, and have that still work. And there's not many movies that do that, and it would be cool to see. You don't have to have that, and it doesn't need to be in your face, of course, for those who probably don't want it to be. But it would be cool to see somebody who can't talk interact with somebody who can talk. So, yeah, I think you can still technically make a muted link work for a movie or an unspoken protagonist. Same with Gordon Freeman. Though, if somebody was going to voice Gordon, from all the stuff I'm hearing of Half Life 3 being a possibility, I would love it if just suddenly Gabe Newell decided to be the voice of Gordon. That would be hilarious. I think that would probably work if they had to give him a voice. I thought of that just off the top of my head as just something silly, but if they still had to go the direction, I would still not make him talk, though. But that's up to them. But nonetheless, it was the same deal with like Isaac Clarke in Dead Space. I never wanted Isaac to talk after that, but I like Gunnar Wright. I think he did a good job, and I warmed up to him eventually. And I like him returning. I actually like him returning for the remake. It's cool to see him back. But yeah, I think you can definitely make non-speaking Link work in the Zelda movie. I kind of wish it was animated, kind of like what they did with the Mario movie, but then they'd have to do an interconnected universe, and people have clearly had enough of that. So, whatever. Also, it's hard to see some of these things here. I actually have a little like tin treasure chest that this came with. This was from like a loot crate. But I got these all over the years from either like games I got for myself or my grandmother or mother bought them for me, to I think most of these games are actually me buying them, because I used to have copies of all these games, but then my mom wouldn't let me have them because she said she technically owns them, so I rebought them all. So these are technically used versions. They still work. I know they still work as well, even though they may not look in the greatest condition and such. As you can see, some of them with the like paint or whatever coming off and such. But nonetheless, I'm so happy I have these games. I'm such a giant Zelda fan. It's probably my favorite Nintendo franchise of all time. I think my second favorite is Metroid, even though I don't have much Metroid stuff. I do really cherish the series and love that goddamn series. I gotta have because once again, a lot of my physical games have been taken away from me after I got the frick out of there, and that was a long time ago, out of my home with the crazy ass mother. But nonetheless, I tried to regain everything that I got over the years, and this is some of it, as well as just stuff I bought for myself. Things that I run into along the way. He has his shield. I just don't know where the frick it went, by the way. Some of them do have their accessories. I think they have. Also, I can't remember why his bottom part is off, but it doesn't matter. I have all the amiibo cards, so I just use him as display now. But nonetheless, there's always a weird story to one of these items. Who knows? I actually have duplicate copy, by the way, of this and this for some reason of Wind Waker and the Master Quest one and such, which is really weird. But yeah, I think that you could totally have a mute Link in the movie and have it still work. Once again, acting is not just in dialogue; it is also in your how you emote and such, your body gestures, your body. I had the word for it. You know the word, I'm pretty sure. And probably even type in the comments below for me to remember, hopefully. But yeah, your body language is what I'm thinking. And like you can use your face. I mean, for example, Ian McKellen's as Gandalf, he uses his eyes a lot in his acting. You pay a lot of attention to his eyes, and the eyes are the windows to the soul. But anyways, you can do a lot with eyes. It's kind of why I haven't covered my eyes, but I do cover other parts of my face because I still want to keep somewhat unknown, not really have anybody see my face, because I like my privacy to an extent. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed or found something interesting from this video. Tell me what you think of my collection. It's definitely not even close. I'm pretty sure there's a nerd out there who has a Zelda collection, probably even bigger than PBG's. Peanut Butter Gamer. I love his videos, by the way. But yeah, I think two of my favorite lines, if I were to quote from Peanut Butter Gamer, is the one from his Fallout. I think it was like his Scariest Enemies video, where he's talking about Deathclaws, and he's like, I lost my limbs. And my second favorite is where he blew himself up. My second favorite is the one where he's eating, like, I think it's some Reese's, peanut butter Reese's, and he just looks at it, and then he looks at the camera, and he's like, oh no, cannibal. But yeah, that'll be it. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. That's about it. See ya. And don't forget to say hi to Jimmy's mom.